And I am here as your host of the Fear Free Coaching Show. It's been a while since I have had the opportunity to do one of these live streams. Uh, I I love coaching, especially using the internal guidance system, because every single person is born with with what I call the IGS, the internal guidance system. And when you take something in your life that's causing you frustration, irritation, overwhelm, guilt, when you're feeling frustrated or irritated, when you feel as if you have relationships in your life that you can't make work. One of the biggest things that I deal with a lot right now are women who are 45 plus who have men that they love very much, but they're just totally grumpy butt heads. I'm just going to be honest. And they can't figure out how to actually like work with them. They kind of bring them down a little bit because every time they turn around, they're saying something grumpy. It's one of my specialties actually, is working with women on how to have happy, incredible marriages with men that they think are impossible. Trust me, your men are not impossible. Um, and so this coaching show is something that I'm going to be doing at least 2 to 3 times a week. And in order to join to get coaching, it's very simple. You go to fearfreehuman.com, and at the very top of the screen, it'll say to get live group coaching for free with Zen. You just simply give your name and your email, and I'll notify you anytime that I'm going to be going live with the link to this Riverside FM recording studio. This is like a really wonderful recording studio that allows me to be able to bring on people who want to be coached. It is recorded. It is live. Did it go? This is going to be left up on YouTube for perpetuity, because these coaching sessions that I have been doing in private for over 21 years, in group setting, I've over, oh my gosh, 700 archived coaching calls in a group setting now. It's hard for me to even believe. These are gold. They really teach you how to manage your life in a way where you know what to do and when to do it, and it works. So with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to check in on the YouTube channel. I am posting in on the YouTube channel, and so I need a little help from some of you because I am not a professional at this system yet, and I want to make sure, if you see in the chat the link, and I just need you to go ahead and chat. I got a heart there, on how to be able to click on the link to be able to come to the studio and get coaching with me. Wonderful. I'm watching from work. Hi, Sky. Break, but it's short. Good. Hi, Ruth. So good to have you guys here. It's so awesome. I just wanted to check in there to make sure that I can see you guys' chat, which is fantastic. If you do have any questions and you're new, just so you know, I've been doing this for well over 22 years, and I've worked with over 40,000 people. I'm an internationally best-selling author who has been teaching tools on how to be able to trust yourself, how to be able to um, know what is right for you in your life, and then also how to fix the triggers and the drama. I've got some pretty, I don't know, sensational things to say that a lot of people may take issue with until you actually give me the time of day to trust that what I'm telling you works. So one thing I want to say is that therapy does not work to fix trauma. Therapy works to have someone to talk to and to kind of work through your thoughts and get your thoughts out of your head. But as far as being able to fix the triggers that come up, the things that actually are causing and holding you causing problems in your life and holding you back in your life, you're the only one that can fix those, and you have to do them in the moment. It does not mean that you have to go digging back into your childhood trauma in order for you to be able to fix it. Well, because it's already in your face. Your childhood trauma, the things that you developed as a kid that are still causing pain, they're there. They're in your life. I like to call them stress themes. These are things that you found that when you were a little kid, you didn't get loved for. If you did, you didn't get protected, that people would be angry at you if you did them. These are things that people said about who you are as a person or as your character. They would name you, they would label you, that you would get in trouble for things that you didn't understand. And you have these themes that cause stress in your life, that cause fear in your life. Now, I define stress and fear as worry, overwhelm, frustration, irritation, defensiveness, guilt, shame. These are just a few of the things that come up throughout our day that are our stress themes. And then what happens is when you're a little kid, you come up with a stress defense, a way to manage this challenge in your life, a way to manage this problem, this pain, literally pain in your life. And once you find something that works even a little bit, you keep doing that thing over and over. Well, those stress themes and those stress defenses are still operating in your life. And every single time they come up, they show up in the center of your body as a constriction, which I call a closing. It looks like a tightness in your chest, which we call anxiety, worry, overwhelm, fear. They show up as a lump in your throat where you feel like you can't speak, you're disempowered, you don't matter, you don't count, you don't belong. Or it shows up in your solar plex area as a sick feeling that is just constantly always there. When you feel these particular sensations in your body, they're not just sensations in the body, they're actual guidance that is attached to something bigger, broader, and more incredible than yourself. In fact, I consider it to be a divine guidance system. And that system, when you learn how to use it, what happens is that you feel the tightness. And instead of going into that stress defense, doing the thing you always do when you're triggered, you stop in that moment and you use some of the practices and tools that I teach. You figure out what it is that's causing that sensation. It's always some thought that you're having about the world around you. You figure out what that thought is. You use the practice to change it. The center of your body releases, knowing that you're back on track. So you have a deep sense of confidence and assuredness that what it is that you're planning on doing, the action you're taking, the way you're thinking about the thing is actually going to work for you. And then you take that new action. You don't take the old stress defense. You don't go into the old trigger. You don't have the old stress themes anymore. Now, here's the coolest thing about all of this. It's private. When that trigger happens, that painful thing, that part of yourself that feels broken, that part of yourself that feels like you're weak, you're disempowered, you're in pain. When that happens, instead of you going externally into the world or collapsing in and hiding, you're able to stop in the moment and fix it. And what do I mean by fix it? I mean fix it. I mean that a new neural pathway that is different than the one that was started when you were a little kid that created the stress defense to begin with, that created it from that stress theme, that one place where you always got in trouble, got yelled at, got put down, or couldn't get the love you needed, couldn't get the protection that you needed. Okay. That theme gets rewired in your mind and you do it on your own privately. One of the things that I love most about this people that I've worked with over the years, the 40,000, and am very sad about, is that they graduate. They go on with their lives. They get through the personal development stage of their beingness, and they actually have things figured out. They know what to do and when to do it, and exactly how to rewire their mind when the trigger does come up. And they go on with their life. They don't spend their entire life in a constant circle of trying to fix the thing about themselves that's broken. And that's what this coaching show is about. And that's what we're going to be focused on as we invite you to come and be able to look at the things in your life that are causing you deep pain. I don't care if it's your finances, mother-in-law. I don't care if it's that thing that you have, your divorce you went through 5 years ago, that thing that happened in your childhood that is incredibly painful, the boss at work that won't leave you alone and keeps criticizing and picking on you, the thoughts that you're having in your head that disempower you. I don't care if it's waking up at 3:00 in the morning with stress about your finances and your retirement. Whatever it is that you have that is bringing you pain, bring it here. This is the show to bring it to, because we're going to find out what your divine guidance, your internal guidance system has to say about it. So I'm going to check in here and see if we have anyone. We do not yet have anyone that is looking to receive some coaching. Now, generally, the last time that I did this was last year, and I had some health issues come up with a dear, dear family member that it eventually did lead to them passing, and I canceled the show. I had to kind of stop. This year, we're not going to do that. What I can promise you is that this year, we're going to keep going. I'd love to hear from y'all in the chat, by the way, about what I'm saying. Let's see here if I can open up the public chat link. There we go. Great. Hi, Sky. Hi, Donna. The link is also in the email in order to get coaching. And it's also in our Fear Free Human Collective, which is a private community where we host we have our courses. If you are interested in getting coaching and learning how to use your internal guidance system, go to fearfreehuman.com. Some of you could put that in the chat for me. That would be great. I could probably do that actually. And at the top is a place where you can actually put in your name and your email, and you'll get notified as to when I'm going live. By the way, this is my new place in Mexico, everybody. Everybody who's here, I will go ahead and drop the link in too. Can you see can you see the link I just put in, you guys? I'm going to put this one into. Dun, dun, dun. See if you can get these two links. I think can you see the two links that I just put in? Because like I said, it's been a year since I gotten, and I played with this software yesterday and the day before. Try it one more time. Bom, bom, bom. I think you should be able to see it. If not, I'm going to go ahead and have somebody be an assistant with me and help me work on this. Now, we did have an issue that I want to share with you guys. And it didn't have anything to do with our tech team. Riverside FM, which is the studio that I have chosen to use, which I love. I'm very happy and I highly recommend them, by the way. For some reason, when I went to connect to the YouTube channel that we are moving to, right now you're watching on youtube.com/fearfreehuman. We're moving to Zen Crier to Brooke instead. There's some big reasons why we've decided to move from Fear for Human into Zen Crier to Brooke instead. But the biggest thing is that as of moving forward in the coaching, thank you, White Wolf. I love that. White Wolf, thank you very much for saying yes, you got the link. The reason why we're going to be moving into from here to Zen Crier to Brooke next time, that's where we're going to be. So please don't get used to it and log on to this. We're going to be building out the other channel. We did a survey, and overwhelmingly what people wanted was to hear from me. Not only just the coaching part, but just a lot more about what I'm thinking about the world and what's going on and ways that we can actually think about it that'll get us out of the fear and what we're dealing with, basically. Sky is, hold on a second. Sky isn't, I was just about to bring you on. I thought I was going to put you in the waiting room. Did you mean to come on, Sky? I'm going to wait for a yes in the text here before I delete you. I think you're at work, so I want to make sure. It's Christine Hanks. Thank you for being here, by the way. It says the tools and guidance you offer is on the spot and in the moment, and I found it very helpful. Thank you. And then Grateful Love. When I clicked on the link in the email to watch, it directed me to your Zen Crier to Brooke on YouTube. I know we tried to fix this all day today, and it's not us. For some reason, Riverside FM has us as not being allowed to stream on that channel. Give me a second here. I'm going to go to people and give me one moment here. There we go. For some reason, when Grateful Love, when we went to set up the Riverside FM to go to the Zen Crier to Brooke page, it says that we're not allowed to stream on Zen Crier to Brooke. And so we're contacting them and figuring out what's going on because we are allowed to. We have been allowed to for years, and it's a conflict between Riverside FM, our software system that we use, and YouTube. So our tech team's working on that, and we figured that out late when we were testing it last night, and so we changed it to this back to Fear Free for now, so that you guys could still do it. Sky, I'm coming to you back to the lobby. I wasn't sure if you accidentally went into the lobby because there was so much background noise and there was no picture of you. Do you want coaching? Because if you do, then I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to have you click the link again and I'll add you in. I still can't tell, Sky. It says the app is not letting me speak. I can fix that, but I need to know if you actually want coaching or not, because when I did click on you, I muted you because there was a lot of background noise. So while I'm waiting to see who wants to come in and get, let's see. You really need coaching. Well, you're welcome to come in. On the coaching thing, I can still bring you in as long as there's not too much background noise to where I can actually hear you. It is important that you're kind of in a quiet space when I'm doing the coaching with you. So yes, let's see. Go ahead and click the link again. That will put you in my lobby. And by putting you in my lobby, I will be able to bring you back on. Here's the link again for you, just in case, to make it easy. There you go. Click on it. I'll see that you're in the lobby and I'll invite you back in. I think one of the biggest things that this show is going to have the opportunity to do, and while I'm waiting for Sky to click the link so I can add the participant back in. I wonder if I can do that from chat. Can I click on that? I'm just playing now, see what I could do. No, I can't click on Sky to bring her in. I'm seeing your text, Sky. Let's see if I can't bring you in to the people. You have to click the link that I put in the chat. I think one of the most important things about this coaching show over the next year that I'm hoping that will happen is that the more in the past few months, especially with AI, the more that I go to try to find something that's going on in the world and find out what the actual fact is. What is it? What's really actually happening? What is really going on in Palestine and Gaza? What really is happening with our food supply? What really is happening with various things that are out there where we're getting information from all over the place of people who are, banging the fear drum. It's harder and harder to find the real information. I was sitting at a table a couple of months ago, and I made a comment about something that was happening, and all you have to do, Sky, is click that link again so that you come back in, because I deleted you out. You have to just click the link again to come into the Riverside studio. Anyways, I was sitting at a table, and we were all very much like-minded people. I didn't feel like we were that much off in our, I hate to say politics, but in our values. I think that's a better way to say it. I didn't think we were that far off in our values. And I made a comment about something that had occurred that I was not happy with, and that I didn't feel was right, and that was contextualized falsely in the media. I see you, Sky. I'm going to let you in. Give me just a second. Let me finish this story. And the people got really upset because it was against a person that they really respected, and I was bringing up something that I think they didn't do the right thing with. The problem was, as we all got on our phones, none of us could find the right answer, the correct answer. The weird thing is that because of all of our devices have now been so curated to our particular brand of fear, values, and issues that we are interested in, every single person came up with different results based on our already existing bias. What do you think about that for a second? So I found an article that actually brought in what I was saying happened, and other people were bringing in articles that said that were not what I was getting. And now all of a sudden we were sitting there going, how are we going to find the truth? Then the only thing I believe that we have that was given to us is this divinely guided internal guidance system where we can check in for ourselves what the truth is. And I'm not talking personal truth, because I think personal truth, there's a lot of problems with that. And that has also been manipulated and taken over in our world, where it's like, oh, it's my personal truth, and so my personal truth must be protected at all costs. I don't believe in that either. Okay. I think that's a very dangerous position to be in. I'm just talking about what is the facts so that we can discern if it matches our values or not. Right? That's what this fear-free coaching show is about. Not only is it about the delusions that we have about who we are married to, the people that we work with, who we are as our own personal being. Like we have so many brainwashed lies that have been told to us since we were little about who we are and what we're capable of and what our value is. All of it, this show is about finding specifically how do we get to what the truth is in our lives so that we can live via our values and who we are. That's what's important to me because I'm not seeing it anywhere out there. And that's because it has to come from you. You have to have the tools to sit and assess and become unshakable in your own knowing about what it is that you're here to do, be a part of, and believe in and support. And that is the crux of what this is. Now, I'm going to go to Sky. Sky, I hope it's a little quieter where you were. There she is. Look how cute you are in your little outfit at work. Oh my gosh. You look like you belong at Willy Wonka's factory. Oh my goodness. I love this.
Thank you. I'm making ice cream.
You're so cute. Holy shit.
Language. Aw, you're adorable. Thank you so much. I'm having to shut off the YouTube because it's talking in the background. So I've got the two feeds. So hang on if I can figure it out.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Are you there now?
I'm here.
My break ended 2 minutes ago. Oh, good. So I think I'm on properties. I'm really sad and I'm beating myself up. And I'm unable to get what I'm asking for. I'm asking for additional funds, and they only want to pay off my car loan and my credit cards, and that's it. No additional funds. And so I think I'm toast. And we're fighting, my partner and I. And
whoa.
Does what open me?
Does it open you?
No, it closes me.
Yeah, so that's not true. Now I understand the feelings. It feels very real, and our mind looks at things and creates facts that feel very real, but it doesn't mean that you're toast. Okay, so we know that because that closed you. So we're gonna shift and leave that behind. All right. That's number one.
I'm afraid that I will have lost my life savings.
Okay, so
because I might lose the properties, let alone not make it back in the sale.
Okay.
Like I don't know if I'll even have time to sell them.
Okay, that's okay. I'm not saying it's okay that you leave.
And I don't want to sell.
So hold on.
I understand.
Does it open you that you're going to lose your life savings?
No, it closes me like crazy.
Okay. So
makes me feel like crap right here.
Yeah. So that's not true either. So now let's move to the other thought. I'm not going to lose my life savings in this experience.
I'm losing savings in this experience. Yeah, that feels better.
That feels more opening.
Feels better.
Okay. So
right here. Yeah.
So yeah. So okay. So we're going to stay with that thought first of all, so that your mind is not torturing you to death. Okay?
Yeah.
Number two. As far as because I know I know you're on a break, and so we're moving through this quickly. And you've been a student for a year, so I'm moving quickly specifically because you know what you're doing. Normally, I would go slower. Everybody, on what is going on with the two of you fighting. Okay. All right. The two of you need to sit down and write out everything that you're terrified about and get into partnership that you're both afraid, but that doesn't mean that you can't do this together. Because one of the biggest things we fight about is hiding what we're afraid of from our partner. That means we can't get support and we can't come
When I
together.
say,
Go ahead.
when I say to him, what if we sold one of them? He gets angry and he shuts down and he says, "This is why I don't like talking to you. Your mentality is rooted in lack, etc." So
Okay. Right.
it's
So stop. Got
difficult.
it.
I don't know how to approach him.
So, okay. So take what he says at face value. Okay. Okay. Say, okay, I am going to just remember the story I had around being manipulative and my husband being like, I hate it when you manipulate me. And then I was like, instantly in my mind, I thought,
Yes.
I'm not manipulating him. And I closed. Closing means what you're thinking isn't true. And so I would close. I was like, I just thought I'm not manipulating him. And I closed. It means I am. And I released and I opened. Then I got curious. I was like, okay, what do you mean by manipulation? And he explained to me that it was my overenthusiasm felt like manipulation to him. And it actually is for his personality type. Right? So you say, what if we sell one property, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and that's why he doesn't even want to talk to you because you get so negative and da, 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 da. And you're like, okay, you're right. I do get negative. Just start there. Okay. What other solutions do we have, baby? I want to know what are you, I'm coming to the table with options. If my options are not good ones, I am more than willing to get rid of them. What do you think we should do? A lot of times the person just needs to be heard full out and empty of all of the stuff that's painful. And then the new fresh stuff can come in. So instead of banging your heads against the wall going in circles, I remember I had this boyfriend once, we broke up and then we would keep having these, but we loved each other, but we couldn't stand to be together. We'd just keep having these circular conversations about getting back together. And we did this for like months. And finally I was like, I am so sick of having the conversation about whether we should get back together. Can we get back together and have a conversation about whether we should break up? Just so we can have a different conversation for a while? Does that make sense? So flip it up, hon. Go in there and instead of battling, you're both in a lot of pain. This is a very scary situation. Go in from the place. This is a very scary situation. Financially, it feels like nothing is going to work for us. I don't know what to do to fix it. You don't know what to do to fix it. It's not working the way we want to. We're both at our worst because we're both at our worst. But we're still together. What are our options? My husband and I and our son are living in Mexico. We just got here a month ago. Y'all know that from the people that have been on the list. And I think everybody who's watching currently is a student or has been a student. It wasn't going the way we wanted to in Sandpoint, Oregon, or Sandpoint, Idaho. We are going back there, but for a while we just needed a break. And I said, we could be living 1,000 different lifetimes right now. Why are we in this one where it feels really hard and awful? What else could we do? We've always wanted to travel with our kid. Where would we go? What could we do? We could throw everything in storage. We're renting. We haven't bought yet. We have no big bills. We just flipped the script and started talking about something different. So instead of fighting, go, here we are fighting again. How do we get out of fighting? How do we stop having the same conversation? And you're looking for the opening. You're looking for the place where you're going to find out together how to get to a place where it feels good again, where it feels right again, right? What could we do? There's 1,000 different options, and we're only looking at 2, 3, 4, 6, maybe. There's 1,000 different options. What are the possibilities? Go wild. Like go way out and see what happens. Because what ends up happening is when you shake up the system like that together, instead of focusing on what each other's problems is, you shake up the system together. You look at what you're really afraid of. You look at like, well, I hate that idea. I love that idea. That seems impossible. You're back to talking and working through it. Okay. And the last thing that I want to mention around what they want to pay off, the car loan, the credit card debt, the da-da-da. What if that's the best thing that could have ever happened? That going bigger would have been, it could be the big problem. What if that is the way it's supposed to be right now? And something else is coming. And because that's what I found to be true. Check your IGS around that. Don't look at the limitation. I'm not saying be pie in the sky, Pollyanna. I'm like, what if that's all I really need? Because once that stuff's taken care of, I can then, there's something else that's going to take care of the rest. Do you feel that?
Well, that's why I said to him we could sell one, and then maybe in a year or two we could buy a different one when things are back to normal control. And he, I don't know why, but he doesn't agree with that. He doesn't think
Okay.
that what I've said there is.
So did, if you, I
good
need
thing,
to
but
know,
I'm gonna have to take off.
go, I know you are, go back to the conversation and play with it from a place of what ifs, not from a place of he's mad at me, he won't do this, he won't do that. All that's closing you. Okay.
Right.
And then come back.
Yeah.
I'll see you on Tuesday and we'll play and see what's next. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You look so cute in your little Nestle outfit. I
Back
love
to
it.
Lifesavers popsicles.
Okay.
I'm gonna make some
Bye.
popsicles.
Go
Lifesavers.
make some
Bye.
lifesaver popsicles. Bye. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I have to get back to figuring out how to, give me 1 second here. There we go. Give me a second while I figure out my, my systems here. Whoops. I gave it. There we go. I'm going to take her out, which might not be easy. Hold on. I've got to see if I can work this out. For some reason, oh, I see why. Okay. So there we go. Let me see if I can get me on there. Be patient with me while I figure out there's a lot of buttons on this particular system. And for some reason, I'm not showing up like I should be. There we go. Well, we're going to let Sky sit there like that for a minute. All right. There she goes. We're going to go back to chat. And I'm going to see if there's any questions in the chat before we move forward with anyone else. All right, good. So once again, this show is about your being able to find what's true without you having to go to outside sources. Part of the way that we're going to make that happen is that I'm going to be sharing with you tools on how to use your internal guidance system. Those will be on the Zen Crier to Brooke YouTube channel. The thing that's interesting is I'm going to give you small steps, and a lot of you know that I have a lot of programs, and I'm going to be giving people small steps that will actually make a massive difference quickly. And I'm going to walk you through how to be able to trust yourself in a way that is unshakable. How to be able to find the truth about what's going on in the world in a way where it's like, I know for a fact that that's not true. There's nothing more important and more powerful than you having your own discernment. There is nothing more powerful than you being able to follow your own divine intelligence inside of your beingness that's connected directly to your life and your life's purpose, so that you know where you're supposed to be showing up to make a difference in the world. I am an incredibly hopeful person, and I do believe that we'll get through this. Do I think it's going to be pretty? No. Do I think it's going to be something that is going to be worthwhile, nourishing? And by nourishing, meaning we're going to find out more about ourselves than we ever would or could have? Yes. And so be tuning in if you want to know when I'm going live, which I'll be going live several times a week with this type of program at different times on different days, including weekends, so I can get to as many of you as possible because we have all got a bunch of different schedules. You need to be on the email list. Go to fearfreehuman.com, and at the very top, you put in your name and your email, and you'll be notified as to when the show goes live. In the meantime, is there any questions that anyone has in chat before I move forward? I do want to keep these short unless we have coaching. And I don't see anybody else that needs coaching for today. Check in chat. Are there any questions? Let's see here. I don't see any. I will get better at this, I promise. There are a lot of buttons on this screen, and so I will get better at figuring out how to do this. It's the first time in a long time that I've done this. In the meantime, I hope you have a lovely weekend. And let's see. You do not need headphones to coach. Turns out you only need headphones. I need headphones because it echoes if I do. I need to take that out of the email. So you can have the camera on or off. The audio does matter to me. I do love being able to see people's faces, but you do not have to have your face up. And if you want to, when you log in to the Riverside FM studio, you can change your name. So you don't even have to go by your real name. But I do want to make sure that you are talking about real things, not making up stories. That's the only thing I really care about. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Christine. I'm going to see here if there's any more people. All right. The other thing to know real quick, we are working on having a calendar on fearfreehuman.com. It'll be at the top. It's a calendar, and it will give you when new courses are starting with, because I have courses that are recorded, and then I have courses that are recorded where I do them with you live in weekly calls. We have one coming up shortly called Step Up Your Game with God. If you've wanted to have a deep personal relationship with God, literally, this is not the religion like doctrine, but it is biblically based connection with God. We have a game coming up, Step Up Your Game with God, that you can find at fearfreehuman.com. And we also have Relationship as a Spiritual Path, which is a 4-month program that is going to be starting, where I will be doing weekly calls to clean up any and all relationships in your life is the focus of that. We will also be putting these streaming calls on that calendar. So you'll be able to go to the website. And for those of you who are in the fearfreehumancollective.com, there'll be the same calendar there, but you'll be able to go and see what's coming up so you can get it into your own calendar. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. I love you very much. I'm going to check the chat. You are welcome, Christine. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This will not be uploaded in the collective. It is only available on YouTube. Our private monthly or weekly archived calls are always put into the archives of the Fear for Human Collective. Those of you who are paid participants, paid students, and patrons, those will be there. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. Don't contact me and be like, where's the YouTube? It's on YouTube. Okay. I'm sending you love and blessings. Thanks for being here today. And I look forward to more soon.